excited. I love PRP.
Oh,
He's so excited.
killing that shit. How's it going, people? I see Daniel here. What's up, Daniel? What's up, Gray Bush? How you doing? Watching a little bit of the TRP footage from a couple weeks ago. What's good, Zimmer Johnny? How's it hanging? Good. I'm doing good. I'm hanging out. You know, relaxing. A little Wednesday of the week. We got a giveaway today. 1:30. We're giving away a little 1911. So if you have not yet entered, definitely go over to our Instagram post and enter our giveaway for the 1911. I'll be giving that away at 1:30. It's sitting right here next to me on the table. I just can't pick it up. Instagram won't like that. Shout out Buffalo Sabres. Shout out. I don't know who that is, but shout out. One of these days I have to get all geared up for us. I'll do a full kit lunchtime live. Be sitting here in full kit. I'd probably start sweating really fast. It gets hot in this office. I'll be honest, I've been getting lazy with kits. Like for this event, I ran a play carrier and that's it. I have like an entire crate full of weird, unique camos. I don't run any of it. It's kind of disappointing. It's my own fault. That's what she said, Graybush. Come play in Tampa, Florida. I'd love to. What fields are down there? I want to go to DV8. I don't think that's Tampa, but I mean, I'm always down to go play wherever. Opinions on thermal scope versus thermal clip-on. All right, let's get into some opinions. Thermal scope versus thermal clip-on. So, I only really have experience with a thermal clip-on being like the Cody, which is like a thermal overlay over your regular night vision, which I think is really good. It's really nice. It's a bit confusing. It's a bit overwhelming. There's a lot going on. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you're used to running it, I think that's probably the best combination is dual tubes with a Cody, because you're getting, you know, both eyes through night vision, so you're having a pretty good depth perception, and then on top of that, you do have a thermal overlay. As I said, it's a lot kind of going on. It's a lot to process in the eyes, but once you're used to it, it is like super effective information. The other thing I'll say is that a standalone thermal, a lot of times, depending on the thermal you get, is going to have a different magnification than your night vision, so you just have to pick out a good thermal for that. If you have a good, proper thermal that matches your night vision, it's going to be a similar thing with your eyes kind of getting adjusted, but it's going to work really well. I personally, honestly, prefer a weapon-mounted thermal or even a handheld thermal opposed to a helmet-mounted. And that's more so just because I like to be able to kind of do like a scan with it and things of that nature, but not always have it on, especially depending on the thermal you have. A lot of times they have a really big white light and they're kind of flooding your face. So for OPSEC and night, that can be rough. But at the end of the day, it's really personal preference, what you like to run. So if you have any opportunity to run any setup, I would say try it out first. It's basically Tampa. Love those guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, DV8 somewhere I really want to try out. I've been seeing a lot of content from them recently, and it just looks really cool. I just picked up some nice PVS 15s and debating between the Cody or a rifle scope. As I said, either option is going to be great. They both have their pros and cons. The Cody unit is nice, but then you're kind of limited to only running it when you have your nods on and running. I found, like specifically at Milsom West, I really preferred during like downtime when I'm just doing night, when we're doing rest cycles, instead of looking through a PVS 14 or 15 or whatever you have and scanning the wood line, I preferred having my entire helmet setup off and just using my thermal handheld. It was just a bit more relaxed, a bit more comfortable when I'm sitting there for hours. But it really depends on your use case and what you're doing. I think if you have a rifle scope that can be helmet mounted and rifle mounted, and then also just a handheld unit is probably going to be a very good, you know, multi-flex position for that thermal. But a Cody's also, I mean, super good in its own way. It's just different. It's not quite as like pronounced with the thermal imaging, and it doesn't really do like red hot and stuff the same way. It's more of an outline. But I'm not super experienced with the Cody, so I can't say 100%. But from my experience using a standalone thermal and the Cody, I would personally prefer a standalone, just based off of the different reasons I said. Also, a lot of times they have in-house recording, which for like content features, I love too. So that's just what I think. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be standing on the Mighty Mo. So excited. That's exciting, Graybush. Always fun. Always fun to have something to look forward to, you know? We can finish watching our... Now that I've shared my opinion on that. Thermal. So as I mentioned earlier, we are doing a giveaway today at 1:30. Definitely make sure you go and enter that. If you haven't already, it's on our Instagram. All you got to do is share that post and then tag a friend in the comments. And I will be drawing a winner at 1:30 today. Going to try to get a pic of me standing up the massive 16-inch gun. That's cool. Arsenal Sports from Ciudad del Este sends a hug to their friends at Amped. I appreciate that. Hugs back. I know I probably did not pronounce that right at all. But we appreciate that. I love seeing all of our international people. We get quite a few in here from time to time, and I love it. I love seeing how far it reaches. Something I've always wanted to do is play Airsoft outside of the country of, you know, the U.S. here. I've specifically wanted to go to either, you know, South America or Canada, just based off of where we are. But I mean, I've really wanted to do some like EU games. Some of their big castle ones are crazy. So some I've always looked into doing, but haven't really made the commitment. I have a passport. I just need to get the gear there and logistically, but I want to do it. Need to work on your Spanish a little bit? Yeah, I didn't do Spanish in, like a lot of people did Spanish in like elementary and middle school and stuff. I did German and Latin, so my Spanish is bad. Directly from Paraguay and all over Brazil. That's sweet. Yeah, man, I want to go play out there. Like that would be awesome. Some I've always wanted to do is do some like jungle gameplay and stuff. I mean, we just don't have it out here. Speaking of which, there was a video I saw on Instagram. I sent it to one of our coworkers, but it got taken down and removed, and I can't find the original. But it's like some night game in a jungle, and it's just people full autoing and lasers and lights, and not a single hit is being called. It is the most chaotic video I've ever seen of Airsoft, and I need to find that. So if anyone knows what I'm talking about based off of that brief random description, let me know, because, I mean, it was insane. It was crazy. All right, we got some other stuff, though, I definitely want to check out and watch. One of which being the Zone 37 Airsoft video by Combat Casual and Zone 37. So this was out in California. It's a little too far for us to travel to, but it's something I was definitely interested in. I love the whole feeling that Combat Casual pulls in these videos.
Absolutely non-negotiable. When you're sleeping, when you're eating, when you're pooping, at any point, your eyewear does not come off. Everybody repeat after me. I am a silly warrior playing make-believe.
The classic, this is a Josh Wharton kind of speech right here.
Everybody get your shit ready. Stack up along these flags. Guys are about to start.
I wonder how many people they had. Looks like a solid, maybe 100? I can't tell. I can't tell if this is everyone, if this is one faction.
Live action roleplay. Player interaction and story development is key. You can play as a PMC, civilian, or a cult member. Taking place in Hala, California, the AO, area of operation, has dense forest, open fields, and several structures to house a mock civilization. It was learned perfection, in my opinion.
It's pretty cool. I did German, French in junior high, but used to work with a group of Mexicans back in the day when I was doing construction. Gotcha. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I've always picked up more language being around people who speak it than like in a class setting. I mean, I'm just not great in that setting, especially when it comes to language is so hard. It's so hard. Especially when you're like, older with a developed brain. I feel like it's so hard. But in Brazil and also in Paraguay, we have a large Airsoft community. We invite everyone to get to know our teams and come join us to experience the world of Airsoft together. Yeah, I see all the time a lot of, Airsoft love in that part of the world. I'm curious if you have any insight as to why that is, why it's so big there. I mean, I know it started in Japan and, kind of made its way through the EU and stuff. And it's been big in the US, but I feel like, honestly, Airsoft is bigger in, like, South America than it is in the US right now. Like, Airsoft in the US it's big, but it's been struggling a bit recently. So I'd really like to know, like, what's going on down there that's making it thrive so much. If it's, like, the amount of fields that are available or the price to play, or I'm interested to see how the community is down there, because I know that's something that we really need to kind of like work on locally, in the States at least, is just places to play, community and stuff. It's very scattered. Like California has a really good community. There's a good community out here on the East Coast, but it's pretty scattered, so it's hard. But we can continue checking out the Zone 37 stuff. When you're so used to like English over the years, yeah. And I'm not even good with English either, man. I'm gonna be honest. See, if I were to do a roleplay game, I'd have to take up some stupid role like this and really go into it over the course of the event. me and some buddies have been building it's been kind of put on the side burner for quite a while now, but we were building a trauma team kit. And we wanted to do events like this as like trauma team, but we'd hand out like platinum cards that said like, healthcare and stuff and your status. And then if you, hopped on a radio channel or whatever and called us for like medic or whatever, we'd roll in as like a group of trauma team guys and secure a place. And, if you're a Cyberpunk fan, I just thought it was real cool, but it kind of fits in this weird role of like sci-fi and not really apocalyptic and not a lot of games, but I think we could fill a role like that pretty easily, but I think doing a medic team would be cool. Yeah, tell me about it. Look at all my comments on here. Yeah, you just need spell check on your phone. That's your problem. I be stuttering sometimes.
Tax deductible. My high speaker here is rather a quiet man, but normally he would have regale you. He's a little drunk right now. He drank too much of the communion vodka, you know what I mean? Best rated church in the zone. Also only rated, only church in the zone, but still the highest rated. Wish you luck in the zone, my child. May the zone bless you, and may you find many artifacts.
We begin our story with the Church of the Knowing Light.
You don't require upfront investment, but it makes you very, very happy with Titan Lever.
Okay, I'm listening. I don't know how to deal with Titan.
There was Rubicon carrying sensitive information who takes shots at my nice church. So, we help him go to nicer place, yes? I give you what you have on him. Very valuable to Titan. 3 DBs, it is yours. You have first hit.
It's hard sometimes to get into the roleplay of these when I don't really know all the lore. If I knew more of the lore of this. Because I don't know what the artifacts are. I'm assuming that's the objectives that players are trying to get.
What's your weapon of choice here?
My weapon of choice is a good old hunting rifle. I got this
Good old hunting VSR-10, baby. Oh, great, but you finished Lord of the Flies. You're going to have to tell me what you thought, because I've still only watched the first episode, and I'm like going back and forth on whether I want to commit to another 3 hours of watching it, or whether I should just take my opinion of it and run while I have it. Because I feel like it was good, but I wasn't like in love with it, and I don't know if I'm going to feel that way throughout the rest of it, because it's kind of how I felt about the book. Like, I liked it, but I was a little, so. Anyways, we'll go back to checking out a little bit of some role play.
The emission alarm sounds. All players must find overhead cover immediately, or they will be downed and be subject to the bleed out rule.
Interesting.
Here, and they cannot be killed or downed. It's best to run away to a safe zone.
It's supposed to be like almost a zombie thing. Watch the whole thing, the ending comes together. Okay, I'll continue. I'll continue watching through when I got time. It's a lot though. 4 hours for Lord of the Flies is a lot.
They operate much like a police force to prevent conflicts from spreading beyond Zone 37.
I mean, sort of like a strain. Here we go.
Yeah, this is the kind of event I just run a shotgun at, personally. Very cool.
Zone 37 Airsoft, Chapter 2, Afterlife, Episode 1. Next time, we learn about life as a civilian, the casino, and PMC Titan operations.
Quasino?
Or subscribe and follow on my social link below.
Yeah, definitely check out Combat Casual. Definitely doing awesome stuff. HBA shotgun, I hope? No. No. I'd run a tri-shot. If I did it, I would run a tri-shot, 100%. Tri-shots are, I mean, I love them. And for an event like that, I don't got to worry about a battery. I don't got to worry about gas. I have a couple of loose shells in my pocket. That's all I need, honestly. It's the way to do it. But we do have 10 minutes until the giveaway. 10 minutes until I give away this HFC 1911 that's sitting here on the desk that I can't touch without Instagram being upset. So definitely make sure you enter that if you haven't yet already. It is on our Instagram. Just share the post and tag one of your friends in there. And I'll be giving that away in about 9 minutes here. So definitely make sure you do that. We got some new Alphonse video I kind of wanted to check out. Well, not new. It's a couple weeks old, but I don't really keep up. I think this is just a compilation of all of his LMG stuff. Because some of this is Shally. He has that thing shooting so nice.
Good effort.
Ouch.
Yes, it's full auto. I have a machine gun. Is that okay? I'm sorry. I tried to shoot you in the butt.
Oops. Oh boy, what a question. Do you prefer Gen Z SoCal media teams or millennial marketing? Neither. Let's go back to boomer marketing. I want photos of cowboys smoking cigarettes and be like, that's manly, and that'll sell airsoft guns. Let's do that. I don't have an answer to that question. I think millennial marketing is cringe. I think that's just a matter of fact. I think millennial marketing is cringe. I think that Gen Z social media marketing works, unfortunately. I mean, especially right now with TikTok. I think it's also cringe. I think marketing's cringe. I think trying to sell something. I think wanting somebody else to have what you have is cringe, which is my job. I hope that answered your question. K. You hit me with a K? Bro. I'm gonna come over there. Oh man. All right, we'll go. We gotta go back to watching Alphonse lay people in with an LMG. I have my first HPA LMG coming in the mail today, and I'm excited to add another to the HPA collection. HPA LMGs are, I mean, we're watching it, you know, perfect prime example right here. They're just fun. They're awesome. Yeah, you'll have fun. What is it? This is a combination of different places. I believe the main chunk of the footage is from Shally, which was the Milsom West event at Guardian Center, I want to say it was Guardian Center. But yeah, this is a combination of a bunch of different places. Ow.
Hey, you.
Like, that range is crazy. That's just stupid range. What is my favorite of my personal collection? Ooh, Honestly, truthfully, it's my shotgun. I'd have to say it. If I had to get rid of every gun I owned and only keep one gun that I could only run like forever, it might honestly be my shotgun, which is kind of terrible for outdoor, but that just goes to show where my priorities are. I have a Jag scattergun that's HPA tapped, and it just runs, and it was cheap to build, and I love it. I have so much fun with it, and like when I play, airsoft with it, and I blast people with it, I feel like I have a more fun experience than when I'm running like an HPA with like really good trigger response, and I feel like it takes a little bit more skill, and I think that adds a lot to it for me personally that I really enjoy. So, what's the next op you're going on, and Eric going to join you? Oh, so actually, me and Eric are going to be at Augusta Airsoft for op Wicked Sovereign in 2 weeks. So me and Eric will be out at Augusta for that. The AMP team will be at Syndicate 6 at the Crescent Sanatorium this weekend, and then we're going to be at MSATO the last weekend of the month as well. So we have a couple of events this month. Hi from FTX. What's up, FTX? Good to see you guys at the swap meet the other day. Hopefully we'll see you guys at an event soon. Maybe this weekend if you guys are going to be at Syndicate. I can't remember. Is there any close to Pittsburgh you can recommend? I just moved here from Cali. For events, fields, is that what we're talking? We have the Amped Airsoft Arena here in the building of Amped Airsoft. We have the arena attached. It is tight CQB. It plays really well. It's built really well, but it is tight CQB. So if that is your play style, doing CQB, then you'll have a lot of fun here. I definitely recommend it. If you are more on the outdoor scope of things and doing MilSim events, you can always check out our event calendar. We try to post up events that are happening locally somewhat, especially ones that we attend. So up, Syndicate 6 is only 2 hours away. That's going to be this weekend. And then we are going to have Wicked Sovereign, which is 5 hours out, and then MSATO's in Massachusetts, which is 5 hours out. So those are some MilSim events. We have Mercer Airsoft Center. We have Three Rivers Paintball. And then I've heard that Urban Assault Paintball is going to start doing open plays on Sunday for Airsoft. So a couple of outdoor locations that are available. But as far as indoor, you're a little limited. You kind of have us at the arena here. Yeah, so I mean, definitely some options. I recommend checking all of them out, and getting a group together to go play. It's always more fun with your friends. So, I guess keep it simple. But myself, I'll rock my 416 from the rest of my days. That's fair. I mean, there are some guns that like perform so well, I could run them forever. But I think like consistently having fun, like I'll always enjoy running a shotgun. So, glad you guys had a good time, FTX. EMR Event Park, is that what you're talking about? It's a little further out. EMR is cool, but I think it's like 5 or 6 hours. It's like on the other side of Pittsburgh. That's where they host Bad Blood. So it's cool. It's really cool. But it's just not necessarily Pittsburgh centric. I wouldn't consider it like a Pittsburgh field. I'd consider it more of like a Philly field, which is not really close to here at all, unfortunately. But there are a handful of fields out that way. If you go more East Coast, there are some good fields. You just kind of got to travel. I'll say if you want to go to like MK Clarksburg is about 2 hours south of Pittsburgh, and it's nice. I mean, they have a really big indoor facility. And there's a couple other locations that they have up north in Ohio area. There's Odin's up in Ohio. That's about 3 or 4 hours from us. So, I mean, a couple hour drive, you can be at just about any field. But as far as like directly in Pittsburgh, you don't have a lot of options. It's really us for indoor, and then TRP and Robinson, and then Mercer's a little further out. So it's kind of your options. I hope more fields open up. I mean, that would be huge for someone who loves to play airsoft locally. So I really hope so. But we do have our giveaway now, you guys. So I'm going to be giving away the 1911. I'm going to be putting it into my Instagram comment picker. We have 207 people who enter our giveaway. 207. See who wins. Winners are determining. Please wait. It's still determining. Hang on. Let me refresh. Let me refresh. Okay, here we go. Congratulations to Dank Psyduck. Dank Psyduck, you won our giveaway this week. I will paste that in the chat for you guys so that you can see. All right, there we go. I will pin that in there. Congratulations. Man, wish I could only drive a couple hours away, but me and I have 8+ hours in different state if I want to play at a legit field. Yeah, that sucks, man. Honestly, I feel sometimes like, you know, I'm complaining too much when I say I don't have like a lot of local fields, and I have, you know, a couple, because some people don't have any at all. So we are lucky. But when I like first started playing Airsoft locally here in Pittsburgh, we had 3 indoor fields, a handful of outdoor fields, and they rotated a lot, but we always had a lot of options. So I feel like right now it's kind of like the least amount of options we've had for, maybe, I mean, during COVID we had even less options, but nothing you can do about that. Everything was shut down, so it's a little bit, I don't know, you know, I want more fields, but I really feel for the people who don't have much anything. That's rough. All right, we can go back to checking out how fun's dumping on people. My problem with running an LMG, because I love running them, it does feel bad when you just drill into someone like that. It's kind of necessary, though. Thanks for the Heartstream stamp, Airsoft. Appreciate you. Over on YouTube. My one YouTube commenter of the day. I appreciate that. Everyone's on Instagram. Hey, that's for my video I edited. That's from our footage. I edited that clip of Alphonse dumping on someone, and then his homie running up and telling us that he's the pinnacle of covering retreat. Oof. A little bit of nah, hey Colin. Have a good one, Graybush. I want this camera. They don't make them anymore. The Fox Air, not the. This is on this camera back here. They don't make them anymore. I want one. Terrifying peeking a corner to hear that. Ow. Contour. If you're saying contour for that camera, I wish it would work as well. Unfortunately, they're not that good quality, but I do love a good contour. Jeez. I love that. Too close.
I was too close right there on that corner. I was like, I gotta back up. Put it in reverse, dude.
Put it in reverse. Ow. Ouch. I have a Sony action cam. Should I use that on my rail? Sure. If you have a head-mounted camera already, I'll tell you what, I think that a gun-mounted only camera, like if you're going to do gameplay footage, doesn't usually look very good. It's usually too shaky, too much going up and down and stuff. I would definitely recommend if you're going to use a rail-mounted camera to have a head or body-mounted camera in conjunction to cut to, because you're just going to be a little bit confused. But it's pretty cool. I've never heard of a Sony action camera, actually. I'm not too familiar. There you go. You'll get him. Just raining them on him.
He's on the right side of the APC.
Yikes. I love it. All right. All right.
Watch your left. I literally heard it hit your backpack, bro, but okay. Watch your right! Watch your right! 1 o'clock! Bruh.
Was that one of the... No, never mind. Hop up, sending that thing to the sky.
Which one should I shoot?
Oh.
There is a influx of homosexual women who are coming for your twin. They're coming for your man. Okay?
Yeah, Alphonse's audio choice is out of pocket. I love it, honestly. I would not get in that elevator. That's just me. I would not trust that thing.
Please don't shoot me in the dick.
A little cheating. Mmm, yummy. Swampy.
They're already wet. Is that enemy on the roof?
Well, people getting dumped on. All right, I want to check out Nigel's MSW jump to Salsk. Some of the jump to Salsk stuff. It's an event I wish I could have gone to, but just too far away. Washington State.
NATO forces initiate a combined arms operation to seize the town of Salsk and neutralize entrenched Russian and affiliated paramilitary elements.
Excuse me, soldier. How do you feel about this jump? You guys feeling good? What can you tell me? Nice. All right. Everybody's ready to kill. All right. Good luck, boys.
I want to do one of the jump ones too, just because they're cool.
The operation begins with the insertion of a specialized airborne unit via a nighttime static line drop conducted on the outskirts of the objective area.
I wonder how fast they're moving. That's always what I wonder. It's how I imagine they're not going very fast. But I imagine from first guy out to last guy, you're probably along a pretty long road. Yeah, they're moving at like a walking pace. cool. A little immersion thing. Start the game off. What is this phone camera into night vision? Looks pretty clean. You can kind of tell that's what's going on.
Occurs within 1 hour of grounding. Of operation.
You didn't hack correctly. No. I know we're capable of completing our objective. The mission at hand. Perfect. All right, thanks, man.
Roll out!
Progress is impeded by organized and resilient defensive actions from Russian. NATO units are required to conduct operations under strict constraints to mitigate civilian casualties and limit damage to critical infrastructure.
What on earth happened there? Look like a fire.
Engagements expand beyond the urban center to include nearby oil production facilities, identified as strategically significant terrain. Both NATO and opposing forces attempt to secure and maintain control of these assets to sustain operational capability.
So you're second platoon command, right? Sergeant. How do you feel everything's going with the NATO troop movements and the operation so far here in Salsk?
Been going all right.
Yeah.
Taking these oil wells, kind of Dick Cheney.
All right, thanks for your time.
On account of Dick Cheney. Okay.
Additional Russian paramilitary
Alright.
with follow-on clearing
Oh.
and operations anticipated.
Video correspondent Josh Warren. We got him out there as a correspondent. Oh, to yell a NATO body aid. Oh, see, like the trenches, man, the trenches. They're so cool. Very cool. Very cool stuff. We got a BTR out here now? This is what I need. That way I don't have to walk in Milsom West. I can roll up in the issued BTR. Oh, yes, sir.
The event was a two-day event hosted by a local club called Airsoft Auckland. We'll be trying to incorporate armor and infantry together in an urban setting, which turns out, spoiler alert, is actually a lot harder than it sounds. Hey, you. You're finally awake. Now, the OT-64 is actually a lightly armored amphibious vehicle. And if you come here to the back, you see that it comes equipped with propellers. Now, in extra aquatic situations, you can actually turn a switch on the dash and activate the propellers, which is linked to the drivetrain. So the wheels and the propellers will spin at the same time. But it allows the vehicle to traverse more aquatic situations, if you will. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that if, let's say, maybe you're in the back and you're not trying to get wet, but hello, ladies. Welcome to my OT-64. Now, if you venture back in here, the primary weapon of the OT-64 is a 14.5 millimeter KVP, which is a Russian-made heavy machine gun. It's not quite 20 millimeter, which you can see on the Gauss, but nevertheless, it would not be fun to be shot at with. Let's just say that. Let's do it.
Oh, I just need a photo op with one man. That's all I need. Oh, the BTR. Or fake BTR.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
You better hauling it in that thing, man. You better make sure you're not laying down in front of it. God, man. Almost, Adam.
Hey, big boy. What do you mean by that?
So stupid. All right. Let's take a look at what we got coming up. So, as I said, well, actually, first of all, we have our spring sale that is ending on the 14th. So tomorrow at midnight, our spring sale is ending. Use code SPRING26 for up to 10% off your order until tomorrow night. So definitely take advantage of that while you still can. We have Syndicate 6. hosted by Players Wanted. That is at the Crescent Sanatorium. That is this weekend. I believe like your last chance for buying tickets might be tomorrow or today. So if you still haven't had a ticket and you want to go, you can use our code AMPEDRULES with a Z, AMPEDRULES30 for $30 off your ticket. So if you still want a ticket, you can use that to get that. And then the weekend after, myself and Eric will be at Augusta Airsoft for Op Wicked Sovereign 26. And then we will be at Spring Offensive 18 by Stag Ops May 29th. And then we should be at AMS Northern Front and Bad Blood at EMR Event Park in June. And then if we look even further forward at July, we will be at the Lion Claws Fug B Memorial Game. We will be at Gun Gamers Assault and Sector 419, and we will be at American Milsim Iron Horse 8. So a lot of events coming up to look forward to. Definitely make sure you come out and say what's up to us if you are at any of those events. As I said, we will be at 3 events for the remainder of this month. Pretty much every weekend this month will be at an event. So if you happen to see us there, definitely say what's up. If you see me, come try to grab a patch. I usually try to have them on me. Will we see you at Third Coast Airsoft events? No, we're not doing any Third Coast Airsoft events this year. Typically with TCA, Junkies usually provides everything they need for those events. I might try to personally go out to an event to play, but as Amped, we will not be attending any Third Coast Airsoft. So, pretty much just the events I listed for right now, although we do have more events later in the year. We'll be doing Hidden Ward 2, Copperhead, Eastern Front, Autumn Justice, Reindeer Games, all the fun stuff. We will not be doing 1861 this year, though, just because of how it lines up with our calendar. So, just some updates on the events we do. We still have some used night vision available on the website if you are interested in that. They sold really, really fast, so a lot of our units are gone, but we have a couple left. So definitely check that out if it's something you're interested in. We have been doing some restocks. We got a restock of Polar Star as well as some new drops from Evike. And then, as I said, if you use that code SPRING26, you can get 10% off up to tomorrow night. Come to Bone Crusher, do boogaloo shit at Crescent Prison. I definitely might. That's at Crescent? Is that TCA hosting at Crescent? Let's see. Okay. TCA is hosting at Crescent. I'd be interested. That's close enough for sure. So yeah, I'll look into that. But those are the events that we're going to be attending, and that's what we're going to be up to. So hopefully we see you guys at one of those. If you guys need anything from us in the meantime, you can always feel free to message or email in. Of course, I will be here at the Lunchtime Live Wednesday next week, so you can tune in at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock next week for our Lunchtime Live. But